What's going on, family? Welcome to another episode of the Tariq Elite show right here live on Ustream, family. We're on time. We made it right on time tonight. 7 on the dot, West Coast time. It's 10 o'clock on the East Coast. So we made it right on time. I was rushing to get to the Crizzo, and I made it. All right, I look a little tired right now, been running around. A little upset stomach. I took an ibuprofen earlier. I had one of those caffeine headaches. So I took an ibuprofen earlier. So, y'all excuse me if I looked a little spazzed out right now, but I'm getting it together. I'm getting it together. Let me get my eyebrows. My eyebrows are not on fleek, as they say. Oh, man. I had to take me an ibuprofen and a ginger ale. You know, when your stomach is a little upset. Let me see. Okay, somebody's telling me, what's up, Tall Man Stretch? He's saying that Sister Soul Love chick is on some kind of bootleg blog talk show mentioning me. Probably for letting people know early on that she was a potential informant. And shout out to all the people who are emailing me about that chick, man. I told y'all that woman was sent in to disrupt everybody. And I've been getting emails left and right from people hitting me up talking about all the slick stuff she's done. Man, shame on you. Black folks, we got to know when we have informants and agents in our midst. Now that Sister Soul Love chick is out here throwing darts at Minister Farrakhan, I mean, come on, dude. I told people months ago what her deal was. So I'm not shocked. I told people months ago what her deal was. Yeah, some of the people in the Coonches community, they're not conscious. There's a lot of coons in the Coonches community just saying a lot of real reckless stuff. Yeah, and I'm not here to defend anybody. I'm not in the defense business. People can defend themselves. I've tried to defend certain people, and it is what it is. But I let other people defend themselves. But I can't speak on some of these people who are supposed to be conscious, and they keep up a lot of bullshit. She's a nobody goon. It's somebody that I mentioned on the show. I want to say, was it a few months ago or a few weeks ago? I told people that person was a suspected informant or an agent provocateur, and everything I said about that person has come true. So I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked. Now that Sister Soul Love chick is talking about doing a 1,000,000 woman march the same day as the 1,000,000 man march, which she's not going to do. She's not doing no 1,000,000 woman march. She's just out here disrupting shit. Ain't nobody coming to no 1,000,000 woman march with that female. She has no real following. Let's just be very real. A couple of knucklehead people who don't know no better might follow some of the stuff she says, but people pretty much know she's full of shit by now. And we got to understand in black society when we have agents in our midst. A lot of informants out here in the game. Yes, she does. She spreads misinformation. But again, I told people that she was going to do that from day one. So anyway, I'm not shocked. I'm not going to go in on that too much because I've said what I had to say about it. So people, y'all don't have to hit me up telling me all the disruptive things that she's done to you and your organization. Already, just go back and listen to my old show. I'll give you all a minute to catch up on me. All right? People are coming in the room slowly. People are coming in the room slowly. A lot of stuff we're going to talk about tonight. Yeah, the march in D.C. is for men and women, from what I understand. They calling it the 1,000,000 Man March anniversary, but everybody can come. A lot of stuff we're going to talk about tonight. Let me see who we got on the phone. What's up? Who's calling?
Hey, how you doing, Tariq?
Hey, what's up? Who's this?
This is Sean.
What's up, Sean? Where you calling from?
I'm calling from Connecticut.
Hey, what's on your mind, man?
Oh man, I just wanted to ask you a quick question.
Go ahead.
I'm noticing, like, with the supremacists, they seem to have like almost like a symbolic and ritualistic way they go about things. Like they'll like tap you on your shoulder. They'll do little specific things that seems like it's like almost like organized crime. How do they learn this stuff, and where do they congregate? How do they communicate? I mean, it seems like they have another way of communicating.
I feel what you're saying. I feel exactly what you're saying. Did you listen to last week's show? My show last week?
Yeah, I did.
You saw the debate that I had with that person that we suspect of being a white supremacist. I call him a white supremacist suspect. You heard the debate?
Yeah.
Right. Now, a lot of people. Now, for those who missed it last week, I had a debate with a gentleman. I forgot his name, but he has a radio show somewhere, and he has a lot of white supremacist talking points. I lost the second part of the debate from last week, but I found it and I put it up on YouTube. So part 2 is up right now if you guys missed part 2 from last week. But a lot of people were talking about how well I handled him in the debate. The thing is, I just know what the white supremacists are going to already say, because they don't really say anything out of the norm. They all stick to a script. And what they do is have a code. And that's why it seems like everything is so organized with the white supremacists or the white supremacist suspects, because they know how to get on code immediately when they deal with us. So they know how to say the same things, do the same things, have the same reactions when they deal with us, because they almost learn through osmosis. It's important for them to have a code of conduct. So what they'll do, they'll listen to people like Rush Limbaugh, Hannity. This is where they get a lot of their talking points. And also they have their different message boards like Stormfront, Reddit, that's another white supremacist hub. 4chan, that's another white supremacist hub. So they basically flesh out their codes online, and they look at the signals from the Hannitys and the far right. So they understand the importance of getting a code, and the minute somebody says something that can be deceptive, the other white supremacists jump on it. So that's just their MO. Basically, it's just them getting on code all the time. And that's why it seems like all of them do and say the same thing. And this is what we need to do as melanoid people. We got to have us a code. See, we don't get on code. We got a coon train code. We try to rush each other to the goddamn coon train. Just no code at all. So that's why it's important for us, and that's why I went on the Code of Conduct tour, trying to stress the importance of us having a code of conduct so we can protect ourselves from systematic white supremacy. You feel me?
Yeah, I feel you, Tariq, and I really appreciate that explanation.
Much respect, man. Thank you for the call, sir. Yeah, like I said, man, we don't have no code, man. We black folks, we just do shit. We just do shit for survival. We just do shit for basic survival. No strategy. You know, when we try to get strategy, the coons are sent in our midst. We gotta be able to deal with those coons. I'm gonna talk about Cecil the lion too. I'm gonna talk about that Cecil the lion thing. But that's another thing. All of these people in the dominant society, all misty-eyed over Cecil the lion, and I put up a tweet about this. There was a doctor, a dentist, a white dentist from Utah, and these white supremacists, because that's what they are suspected white supremacists. They spend big money to go over to game reserves over in Africa to kill animals. They spend like $50,000 plus to go over there and kill animals. And this guy went over to Africa. There was a lion in a reserve area in Zimbabwe. I think it was Zimbabwe. And the lion's name was Cecil. I think it was a pretty well-known lion over there. Now, let's be very clear. Now, the lion was named after Cecil Rhodes, a major white supremacist.
There's a bazillion ways to top your kids' Rice Krispies. What's yours? Dash fruit in your favorite color. A bunch of pineapples because, hey, it's summer. Bananas and berries. A letter B rocks. A little bit of yogurt. Sure, why not? The fun never stops. All your kids top their Snap, Crackle, and Pop.
Okay, I thought I had these damn ads covered, man. I really thought I had these ads covered.
There's a bazillion ways to top your kids' Rice Krispies.
Hold on.
What's yours? A dash of fruit in your favorite color.
Hold on, I'm not dealing with this shit tonight.
Hey, it's summer. A smidgen of honey in the
and what's so funny? That's ironic. It's a Rice Krispie commercial.
A little bit of yogurt, sure, why not?
It's a Rice Krispie commercial. Okay, commercial. It's a long ass commercial, man.
Look, the rings of Saturn. The fun never stops. All your kids top their Snap.
That's a long ass commercial, man. All right, that's a long damn commercial.
It's a Rice Krispie.
Well, speaking of crispy, I have a new crispy episode coming up in about 30 minutes, so you guys stay tuned for that. So I'm going to take this down for a minute, so we're not going to get no more commercials right now. But I'm just reading some of the my tweets. Somebody was telling me about that Sister So Love just shitting on Minister Farrakhan and talking about how stupid black men are. Again, I'm not shocked. That's her job to cause disruption. That's her job to cause disruptions. But like I said, that lion was named after Cecil Rhodes, who was a major white supremacist. That dude was over there creating the modern apartheid system or solidifying that system. This guy was over there, just raping the continent of resources. So major white supremacists. Cecil Rhodes. And they killed this lion. They killed the lion, this white supremacist doctor, and people in the dominant society got very upset, and not only did they get upset, they took action. Do you notice how nobody marched? See, the people in the dominant society, they know how to not march. That's why I don't buy all that marching stuff. When I see people in the dominant society out there marching with the Black Lives Matter people and all that stuff, I look at that like, okay. Because they have no problem getting out there marching with you, acting like they're down. Because they know after that march, they're going to go right back home to white supremacy where everything is basically in their favor. So you go back to the ghetto, they're going to go back to the suburbs or wherever they are, where all the resources are. But the thing is, when people in the dominant society, when they want to change something or go at somebody, they know how to go at them. Don't fall for the naivete that you get from the dominant society. Because that dude who killed Cecil the lion, people in the dominant society has been getting in his ass. They done damn near shut down his business. They're threatening his life. They are picketing his office out there in Utah. I mean, they're going for his jugular. They'd have made him apologize, so they're not playing around with that dude for killing Cecil the lion. And what's interesting is when black folks and black children are out here being slaughtered, the people in the dominant society, how come you're not attacking these officers who's doing this? How come you're not attacking Pantaleo or the Darren Wilsons or the cop who shot Tamir Rice? You're not attacking those people because you're funding them. Just like that cop or race soldier who shot our brother Sam DuBose, the cop who lied after he shot him and then they finally indicted him. The cop got bailed the next day. The cop got bailed out the next day. That cop out there in Ohio, when he went to jail, his lawyer said they've been getting in so many calls and so much money coming in, donations, unsolicited. They didn't even ask. You got so many other white supremacists around the country sending that killer cop money, helping him out. He got his bail money in a day. Do y'all understand where I'm coming from? This is why I don't get caught up in that police brutality shit. That dude's bail was $1 million. He had this lawyer walk up in that damn jail with $100,000 cash and bailed out the next day. That tells you where we are. Y'all better stop playing with white supremacy. White supremacy is a system. It ain't just police brutality. It's the people who support police brutality. That's who I'm looking at, the whole system. So don't think that there's going to be an automatic conviction just because of that video. Because I said before, the only reason that officer got charged, because the video, they can kill us on video if we got a good enough lie. They'll get off. The problem was the guy had already lied before the video came out. All the white supremacists have to do when they kill us is just have a good enough lie. It don't even have to be plausible. Just good enough. A good enough lie will get you off. Just like with Zimmerman. That whole cockamamie story that Trayvon Martin was running at first, then all of a sudden when Zimmerman got off the phone, he became this scared little lamb. And then Trayvon Martin ran up on him talking about, hey, what's up, motherfucker? And picked Zimmerman up and beat him and bashed his head and beat him within inches of his life. And Zimmerman was screaming with a gun in his hand, help, help, and then shot him. Now that sounds completely illogical. But it was good enough for the white supremacists. We got to understand we are in a system of white supremacy. That's why we need to be coded up. I don't even think Zimmerman is homeless. Zimmerman recently did an interview saying he's homeless. I don't know about that. And look at Bobby Smurda. Bobby Smurda is in jail on a $2 million bail. Didn't kill nobody. And the record label they let him sit up in there. All you need is $200,000 to get him out. That record label got his publishing. The minute he signed over his publishing, he goes to jail. They won't even cough up the $200,000 to get Smurda up out of jail. We're in a system of white supremacy, family. Yeah, Zimmerman's trying to get more money. Zimmerman is out here trying to get more paper. Let's see who we got on the phone. What's up? Who's calling?
What up, Tariq? This is Andre from Jacksonville.
What's your name, man? What's your name again?
Andre.
Andre, where you calling from?
I'm from Jacksonville.
Andre from Jacksonville. What's on your mind, Dre?
I had a statement to make, then I had a question. Kind of need your help.
Go ahead, man.
But it was funny because I was at work, and my customer who always comes in, he's like, hey, do you really believe that these cops are out to kill these black kids? And I was like, honestly, yeah. And he just goes on this cool rant, and I'm just like, all right, I'm not going to stop arguing, lose my job.
Yeah.
So the next week, I go on his phone, tell me what there's a Rush Limbaugh app. I was like, oh, man. That explains everything.
Crawling with coons. We're just crawling with coons, man.
Hell yeah. And what's worse is the older coon.
Yeah.
You can't change those.
Yes, indeed, man. All right, man. Thank you for the call, man. Oh, I forgot my man had a second part, but I'll get you later on, man. Call back. I forgot you had a second part, brother. I forgot you had a second part to your question, brother. Man. But, you know, we live in a system of white supremacy, man. That's something that we got to deal with. What's up? Who's calling? Hello. One more time. All right. But like I said, we're going to play a new crispy episode pretty soon. I'm waiting on the room to get packed all the way up. But let's talk about I want to talk about that Meek Mill's Drake situation. Not too deep into it. But for those who don't know, and people who've been sitting under a rock, Meek Mill and Drake, they were kind of going at it. Meek Mill tweeted some stuff about Drake and a whole bunch of other people. Drake, the rapper, came back and replied with one reply that was so-so. Then Drake came back with another reply that has some pretty good punchlines to it. And then Meek Mill tried to come back. He finally gave his response about 4 days later, 6 days later, and that shit fell flat. Now, some people say it was a fake beef. I don't know if you fake putting out something whack and jeopardizing your reputation. And this is a lesson. I don't know. I don't think it was fake. This is a lesson, family. Life lesson. We're going to talk life lessons. And pretty soon I'm going to go on a life lessons tour. I just want to talk about life lessons. But understand life lessons. You don't want to be a sore winner. You don't want to be a sore winner. You got to know how to win. Sometimes you got to know how to win. And Meek Mill, I guess he's been used to being an underdog for so long. Meek Mill was winning. Meek Mill, right now, before the beef, Meek had the #1 album, the #1 record. Meek is dating the top female entertainer in the game right now, one of the hottest female entertainers in the game. He got Nicki Minaj, and not only that, he took her from somebody on some boss, your chick chose me shit. So the way he got her was on some real Mac shit. So you winning right there. You winning right there. Now your name is all in the media because you're in a power couple relationship. And I want people to listen to this. I want you to feel this. And I hope Meek Mills get to hear this too. You're all over the place. Your name is all in the media. You're that dude. You are that dude right now. The dumbest thing Meek Mill could have did was start going at people. Because now you already winning, dude. You got to just sit back and maintain your win. When you're winning, you're supposed to carry yourself like a boss. You're winning. You here, man. You got the hottest record, so you here. Ain't nowhere else to go. You here. So now it's all about maintenance, brother. When you get to a certain level, you got to maintain that level. You ain't got to compete with nothing. You got to maintain. The worst thing you do, family, when you are winning, you don't take shots at folks. You don't start taking shots, especially on some petty shit. You got to be humble when you're on the top, nigga. Even if it's fake humility. You got to be humble as shit on the top, dude. When you're on the top, you got to be humble, my dude. Fake humble if you have to be. Just like you see people win awards and then they have the whole little fake humility thing. Inside, you can be gloating and beaming in the whole nine. But when you're on top, man, you gotta humble that thing down. Like when you get an award, you're like, hey, wow, you know what, 10 #1 album awards. Hey, man, this is my 10th Grammy, man. I'm so thankful. Hey, you know what? This award is for all of my runner-ups. This is for everybody. You know, because without you, you've influenced me, and you know, I'm fans of yours as well. You know. So I'd like to thank all of you. This is our award. I'm going to keep it at my house, but this is our award. You got to be on that shit, man, when you a boss. When you winning, you got to be on that shit when you a boss. You got to humble that thing down. You got to be a gracious winner, man. You got to downplay it because now when you on top, on a subconscious level, people want to see cracks in your game. Because now there's other people who want your slot. There's people foaming at the mouth for your spot now. So now you got to be humble so people don't see where you're coming from. Can y'all see me or not? Somebody, can y'all see me? Some people say they can't see me. Rain 206 says she can't see me. Can y'all see me? Let me know if you can see me or if Rain is fucking with an Acer computer. Let me see. I'm going to give y'all a second. Hold on. Because I want to make a point. Y'all can see me? Y'all, okay, Rain, your computer's janky. I hate when people with fucked up computers be like, hey, man, I can't hear. I'm hearing static and porn. Nigga, that's your shit. Nigga, I'm seeing pop-ups on your show of dicks and transvestites. That's your computer, nigga. Don't blame your raggedy computer with gay viruses on me. But like I'm saying, man, when you're on top, family, when you're winning, you got to be a gracious winner. Meek made a grave mistake. Meek made a grave mistake. You don't start taking shots at people on some petty shit. That's the worst you can do. Because you already winning. Now you hop on Twitter. Yeah, Drake didn't tweet my album. He got a ghostwriter. Yeah, Safari was twerking. And now you look petty. Now you look petty. And on a subconscious level, now people want to see you fall off. On a subconscious level, now people want to see you fall off. Because now you ain't humble now. Now you kind of gloating. You don't gloat when you're on the top, man. You humble that shit down. You on the top. You ain't supposed to be doing no shit like that. Humble yourself. Floyd is humble. Floyd humbles himself because Floyd knew all that old arrogant popping the money shit. You know, that kind of started to work against him. When he was coming up, that was the move. When he was coming up in the game, that was the move. But you see, Floyd has humbled himself a lot. But now, the worst thing you do when you're on top is start to initiate beefs with people. Because now people are going to automatically root for the people you're beefing with. They're going to start rooting for the underdog because you're no longer an underdog. People are going to start rooting for that underdog. That's why in all the best beefs in hip-hop, usually it was the underdog who was victorious. It was the underdog who was victorious, or it was somebody on the bottom taking shots at the lead guy coming up. For example, 50 Cent and Ja Rule. Now, from what I understand, they had a legitimate street beef, but Ja Rule was on the top. 50 was down here, but 50 was hungry. 50 started taking them shots. Ja Rule was responding, but it wasn't adding. 50 was getting them. Let's go back to the 80s with KRS-One and the Bridge Wars. Boogie Down Productions and the Bridge Wars. The top rappers at the time on the streets around 86, 87, 88 was the Juice Crew. MC Shan, Roxanne Shante, Marley Marl, all these people. They were on top. KRS-One and those cats were down here. They took shots at the people on top and they were victorious. So they started on the bottom going after the big dogs. Now, if you're a big dog, you can't go after people that's not at your spot right now because that's just not a good look. Like when Jay went at Nas. Nas got the best of Jay. When NWA went after Cube. When NWA went after Cube, you guys are going to see this in the new NWA movie. NWA, when Cube got out, NWA were taking shots at Cube first. They took shots at Cube first. And then when Cube came with that No Vaseline, he buried niggas. No Vaseline buried niggas. You dig? Let me get some points of reference record so y'all can understand. So let's take it all the way there. Let's take it all the way there. Let's take it there. But again, like I said, hold on. In the 80s, you had MC Shan, who is the guy. He made a song called The Bridge. MC Shan had a song called The Bridge. That was a hot song on the streets of New York. And Shan was that dude in New York at the time. And KRS-One and Scott LaRock, these dudes were just coming up in the game. And they wanted that spot. So they came out with this right here. They came with this right here. This was a response to The Bridge. Man, this was not a joke right here, man.
I said, the bridge is over, the bridge is over. The bridge is over, the bridge is over. Hey,
this was the business.
The bridge is over, the bridge is over, the bridge is over. You see me coming in the dance with the flipper sensi, down with the sound called BDP.
And man, the Juice Crew couldn't come back from that, for real, man. They couldn't come back from that. But when you see beefs, man, when the underdog is always usually, they root for the underdog. Kumo D and Busy B. Busy B was the top dude. Kumo D came up, crushed him. He killed Busy B's career. He killed Busy B's career. Now, when you're on top, the only time you're supposed to smash on niggas on the bottom is if you're retaliating. When you're on top, the only time that it's justifiable where it looks cool when you smashing on niggas is when you're retaliating against them. You dig? Because that will happen a lot. A lot of times if you're on top, you respond, you got to smash dudes, like with KRS-One and Kumo D. Because Kumo D was coming at LL, and LL was kind of cool about it. LL was cool about it. And LL was on the top. Kumo D kept smashing, kept coming at LL, and kind of, Kumo D has a mouthpiece on him. LL said, okay, well, fuck, I got to respond. LL came back with that Jack the Ripper. That got in Kumo D's ass. That Jack the Ripper got in Kumo D's ass. You dig? Oh, yeah, y'all want to break, like me and Crispy. Oh, like me. Now, of course, I'm on top. And y'all know I'm very humble. All the niggas that I've smashed, all the internet little beefs that I've had with these cornball niggas, every single one of them, they've been retaliatory. And with Crispy, I gave that nigga a million passes. That dude has been taking shots at me for the longest. And I let him slide. And then when I dropped the hammer on that ass, it was a wrap. You dig? So when you retaliate on dudes, and you're on the top, when you smash on them, it's usually retaliatory. And like with the Nicki Minaj Kim beef. Now, Kim, from what I understand, was coming at Nicki publicly, and I love Little Kim. I love Little Kim to death. But Kim was the one, she kept talking about subliminals, and that's another thing. If somebody's throwing subliminals, what they're trying to do is draw you out. Because if they're throwing subliminals at you and they draw you out and you start saying names, now you look like the aggressor and you're going to give that person the underdog status. You understand? So you got to be very careful about that. Just like with Tupac and Biggie. Now that stemmed from some real street shit. That stemmed from some real street shit. With Tupac and Biggie, Tupac felt like he was set up by Biggie's folks. Biggie didn't let him know that Cass was trying to get at him like that. That was a legitimate beef. That was very legitimate. That was very legit. So Pac came out. Fat motherfucker. West Side, bad boy killers. This right here is one of the coldest diss records ever. First, don't fuck your bitch in the clique you claim. West Side, when we ride, come equipped with game. You claim to be a player, but I fucked your wife. This is one of the coldest diss records ever. Plus, Puffy trying to see me weak. Hearts are rich. Biggie Smalls and Junior Mafia, some more gas bitches. Dude, that's one of the coldest diss records ever. That's one of the coldest. Hit 'em Up is, I would say, in the top 3. One of the greatest battle raps diss records ever. Because Pac wasn't doing no subliminals. There was just no subliminals in that. It was all straight up calling out. You dig? I think it said Romeo versus Bow Wow. But my man Meek, you got to learn how to humble yourself. You got to know how to not be a sore winner. So Meek came at Drake. He came at Safari and all that. So he came at targets that he perceived as being weak targets. He came at perceived weak targets. And talking about his whole coup de grace was basically Drake don't write some of his shit. We're living in an era now where nobody cares how the steak is prepared. They just care about how it tastes. So nobody's giving a shit about who's writing what. We care about what that shit is going to sound like when it comes out of those speakers. We care about what it's going to sound like when it comes out of those speakers. So that whole thing about Drake don't write his own shit, Drake got better punchlines. And the thing with Meek Mill, Meek has a cool flow. Meek has a real cool flow and he makes good records. But Meek, you can't quote any Meek's punchlines. Meek Mill is not known for any punchlines. Meek Mill is not known for any real quotables, if we want to dig into it. So Meek kind of got in over his head because what happens, the worst thing you can do to certain people is put them into a competitive situation. Now the whole world is watching, and what happened with Meek Mill, there was too much anticipation built up over the Meek Mill situation. There was too much anticipation built up over the Meek Mill situation, and Meek Mill's quotables are not that thorough. His quotables are not that thorough because you just can't quote some real heavy shit Meek Mill says like, oh, damn, Meek Mill just really went in on somebody. And I'm not shitting on Meek Mill. Meek Mill makes good songs. But he don't really have no hellified punchlines. So now you got all this anticipation built up and Meek Mill waited to respond. And then when that response came out and it was real mediocre, people was like, oh, shit, man. Oh, man. Then people start clowning him. So now Meek Mill has become a damn international punchline. My man became an international punchline overnight. That's not a good look, man. You don't want your brand to be associated with you being a joke. Everybody's going in on Meek Mill, clowning him now. That's the worst thing you can do, man. You on top and you put yourself in a position where now you're getting clowned. So when you're on top, man, you don't start taking shots at dudes on the random like that, talking about, well, they didn't tweet my album, so I'm a clown them. No, you supposed to act like a boss, nigga. You on top. Be a boss. Because now, with Meek Mill, he took a loss like that from Drake. So Meek is proverbially bleeding in the game. And when you bleeding, the other sharks are out there watching. So trust and believe. There's other cats out here in the game right now that got bars from Meek Mill. Niggas' pen games are on point right now, ready to do some damage to Meek. They're ready to go in on Meek. I guarantee there's a whole bunch of cats out here who got their pen game ready for Meek Mill right now. Because Meek took a loss, and when you take a loss, man, especially in the rap game, you got dudes ready to get at you, just like with Joe Buttons. Joe Budden said he got some rhymes for Meek. Joe Budden said, look, I got about 70 bars ready for Meek Mill. There's a whole bunch of other cats got bars. Like KRS-One used to say, whenever there's a rapper in the top 10, he writes diss records just to have them. He has a whole bunch of diss records that he wrote ready for him, just for practice. And another thing, too, this is another valuable lesson. Black people, stop sleeping on the light-skinned niggas. Y'all think that these light-skinned niggas are easy wins. That's another thing. See, a lot of people, especially Meek, like, I'm dark, I got more street cred, all that old bullshit, so now I can come at the light-skinned dude. Y'all gonna have to learn to not sleep on the light-skinned dudes. Some of these light-skinned dudes are about that light. Just because a nigga's light-skinned and he's sensitive and he plays kickball, don't sleep on some of these light-skinned niggas. That's what Meek Mill did. Meek Mill thought that I'm gonna get this light-skinned Canadian nigga, clown him, get me a couple extra brownie points on the net, and Drake put on his little do-rag and start writing his little rhymes at night. Y'all stop sleeping on the light-skinned dudes, man. Light-skinned dudes are not automatic wins. You dig? I learned that a long time ago. I got in a fight with a partner. Well, not a partner, man, an associate. A light-skinned nigga in the streets. Nigga named Rick. Years ago, I got into a fight with this dude on the street. Now, this dude, I didn't really know him. We were kind of hanging out because he was a friend of a friend. So that's how we kind of hung out a little bit. And this nigga Rick was a D-boy street dude, light-skinned nigga, green eyes, Jerry curl. We both had curls. I had a curl too at the time. And, you know, Rick looked like a taller, he looked like, I would say, who did he look like? A cross between Ice-T and the DOC with a Jerry curl. Nigga had the Raiders hat on, you know, that type of LA look back in the day. So one day, and Rick, he stuttered. He was a stutterer. What's up, Flex? He was a stutterer. And one day, this nigga Rick, and I guess he was, you know, he was a more of a thug dude because being a light-skinned dude in the hood, you gotta kind of be about that life. So Rick was in my car one day, and I think I got pulled over, and the cops left, and I think I got a ticket. Niggas said I was fighting on the barge, and I was about to drop Rick off home. I was dropping people off home. It was late at night. And I was about to drop him off. I dropped some other people off. I was about to drop Rick off. I got pulled over, and I just got a ticket for some bullshit. And Rick was like, oh, man, they almost found my dope. I'm like, nigga, you got dope in your fucking car right now? I'm kind of pissed off because this nigga's riding dirty with me in my ride. I'm like, if the cops would have caught me with this nigga's dope, I would have been fucked up. So I'm kind of pissed at this nigga. And I'm like, damn, nigga, you could have told me. And he kind of had an attitude that I'm mad at him. So he's like, didn't shit happen, nigga? I'm like, hold on, motherfucker, it's the principle, dude. I know didn't shit happen. But some shit could have happened, nigga. So we going back and forth. He's mad because I'm mad at him. So I'm like, nigga, get out the car, nigga. So now we having a pissing contest. So we about to get at it. I'm not about to argue with no nigga. Especially a nigga whose curl looks better than mine. His curl looked a little bit better than mine, so I was low-key hating. So I'm like, look, nigga, fuck out of here. We can get it cracking if we're going to keep going back and forth, nigga. I'm going to get this light-skinned nigga to business. Like, let's get it then. I said, all right, let's get it. So me and this nigga in the street, we toe-to-toe. Me and this nigga toe-to-toe. So I swing, and this nigga duck and put me in a headlock. I got your ass, nigga. I'm like, God damn. So luckily, I had my curl to slip out that motherfucker. I slipped out that headlock. So I'm like, okay, I can't, this ain't gonna be no close-up fight. I can't hold this nigga. I gotta go toe-to-toe with this nigga. So I'm like, okay, you know how Floyd Mayweather be kind of ducking and dodging? I was like, okay, cool. I ain't letting this nigga grab me again. All right, this is a wrestler. He's a wrestling type of fighter, so I ain't about to let this nigga grab me. So now we going at it toe-to-toe. I'm hitting this nigga with some good rights. I'm tearing this nigga's face up with good rights. This light-skinned nigga was eating them fucking rights. I'm like, bam, dead in the eye. And I think this nigga might have been on them primos. No, I didn't tap out, but I got this nigga in the eye. A couple of good times. He was eating them shits. I'm like, bam! Like, come on. I say, God damn. So I'm hitting this nigga with a good, strong left hook. Bam! Out. He was eating them fucking punches. And I'm just socking this dude, man. I could not knock this nigga out to save my life. I could not knock this nigga out to save my damn life. My hand's all greasy. I got blood and activator on my hand. Like, you want some more, nigga? I said, nigga, you want some? I'm stuttering now. You want some more? Like, nigga, get the fuck out of here. I got in my car, went home, and had to wash the activator off my fingers. But I could not knock this nigga out. I'm hitting this dude with my best. I'm like, that nigga, he must have cocaine strength or something. Dude, I could not knock this nigga out for nothing. I swear I'm hitting this dude all in the eye, in the nose, and everything. I could not knock this dude out, man. Dude. Then I saw him about a few weeks later. I was at the the Tommy's Burger. They got restaurants out here named Tommy's Burger that people used to go late at night and to kind of hang out after the club or whatever. And he saw me before I saw him because I heard him. Hey! What the fuck is that? Hey! What you doing here? So what the fuck you doing here, nigga? So I had my crew. He had his crew of light-skinned niggas. It was a light-skinned gang. Nigga, it looked like the scene from Beat It. Nigga, looked like Michael Jackson was going to jump in between all of us and be like, beat it! Beat it! No one wants to be defeated. No. Nigga, it was a Jerry Curl battle. It was a Jerry Curl battle, nigga. It was the craziest shit, man. Man. So, dude, I could not knock this dude out. So I said, okay, I can't sleep on these light-skinned dudes. I can't sleep on light-skinned dudes. And y'all better stop sleeping on these light-skinned niggas, man. They about that life sometimes. These dudes don't really play around like that, man. What's up, Polo Miniskirt? The number is 818-850-5404. And that's what Meek Mills did. He thought that Drake was an easy win. He thought that Drake was an easy win. Okay, I'm going to play the Crispy show in a minute. I'm going to play the brand new Crispy episode in a minute. I'll play that in a minute. What time is it now? At 8 o'clock, in 10 minutes, I'm going to play the brand new Crispy show episode. Let me put up a link real quick. We'll play that in 10 minutes. 1 second. Let me go to my Facebook. Let me get some calls. The phone number is 818-850-5404. That's the number, fam. Call up. 818-850-5404. That's the number. Y'all call up. Let's see who we got on the phone. What's up? Who's calling?
Yo, what up, Flex? What's good, baby?
What's up? Who's this?
Yo, this is Big J from ATL. What's happening?
What's up, Big J from A-Town? What's going on with you, man?
Oh, man, everything's lovely right now, man. Appreciate your show. You coming through with Atlanta, man.
No doubt.
Do it up for us down here, man. Appreciate that.
No doubt.
Yo, I did have a question for you, though.
Go ahead.
You had mentioned, and I think I have read in either Detail magazine or somebody, with the little beef with Meek and Drake. It was like, people was like, well, we don't care, like, who writes anymore.
Right.
And that's interesting because in the game, we come from hip-hop, man. I'm from the era where we snatch cats off stage if they wasn't real.
Right.
But now it's like, it's crazy, like you don't care that the person who's spitting those bars or saying whatever they're saying, like, they never lived that life, they never did. You know what I mean? It's almost like pop music. I know hip-hop now is pop music, but, it's just crazy to me, like, as far as the culture of hip-hop and how it came about and the things that it stood for, it's garbage now. It's like how jazz and rock and roll and all the other art forms that we bring forth, after a while, we like, yo, you don't even want to rock with it no more. It's crazy. I don't get that. It's that's that code you was talking about. We just let the code go.
Yeah, because, the shit is corporate now, man. It's all corporate now, and nobody cares about real authenticity anymore. So, that's almost an irrelevant point at this juncture. So it's all about who makes the best records right now, because we don't have any people in our community that's purist. We just kind of go along with the latest fad, and that's not how we used to be. You understand? So, it is what it is. It is what it is. But thanks for the call, bro. Yes, indeed. So we got Crispy, the new Crispy episode coming up in 7 minutes. Let's see who we got. What's up? Who's calling?
Hey, what's up, Tariq? This is Derek from Texas.
What's up, man? What's on your mind?
Hey, I had a question about business, man, about a company I'm with. I want to get a little bit of advice from you if I can.
Go ahead.
Appreciate it. Hey, I'm an accountant at a business, man, and it's a small business, and I'm pretty good with the owners. The deal is that the owners are going to sell the business and probably lay off 70% of the people. And I'm one of the few people who are, privy to the information.
Okay.
And, I got some friends at the company, care about the folks, I want to kind of put them up on game. But at the same time, I don't want to, go tell them that information and kind of jeopardize my position until I, sort of plan what I'm going to do. So I don't really know how to handle it. I know I should probably keep my mouth shut until I get a little away from myself and get up out of there. But, I feel some type of way not letting the folks know that, they probably not going to have a job in about a month or so. So what you think about that?
I would say, man, find some people that you're cool with, that you're really cool with, and kind of low-key let them know that, because you don't want to tell a motherfucker who's a coon, give them that information, and they go back telling on your ass.
Wow.
You dig? That's what you don't want to do, and that's what happens a lot, man. We start telling people what the plan is, and then these niggas take that and use that against you, because we got too many coons in our midst to start looking out for everybody like that, because we don't know who's down. So find somebody who you know is down, somebody who's cool with you, somebody who you know could use the information, and just kind of low-key tell them off the job. Wait till if you got like a relationship with them off the job, that's cool. But I would say just kind of keep your mouth shut on the job, because you don't know if the people on top got some bedwenchers out there in the mix to fish for information, because a lot of these companies, they got their coons and bedwenchers out there trying to fish for information from everybody. You dig? So you got to be real careful with that. You feel me?
I dig that, man. I appreciate it.
Much respect, fam. All right. All right. Yes, indeed. Man. You thought that was Derek the white supremacist? Nah, that was a brother right there. Yes, indeed. Shout out to Atlanta. And again, my Code of Conduct lecture tour video should be available for instant download in about a week or so. I'm still going to put that up. I didn't forget about that. I'm going to put that up. Shout out to the show Power. If you guys don't have stars, you guys have to watch Power. That is hands down the greatest show on television. Absolutely love that show. Absolutely wonderful show, man. Y'all need to be on there checking out Power on the Stars Network. You say Meek is really simping with Nicki. No, my man Meek just don't know how to win right now. My man Meek does not know how to win right now. My man Meek does not know how to win right now. He has to understand when he's winning and how to act like he's winning and act like you're supposed to win. No, all that stuff about Meek Mill and Nicki breaking up, that's some shit from them fake websites, man. Y'all got to stop reading those fake-ass websites. All right. Okay, what time is it? All right, we got a few more minutes getting ready for the brand new Crispy Show episode. Now, how many of you, if you're not familiar with the Crispy Puppet Show, press 2. If you're not familiar with the Crispy Puppet Show, press 2, family. If you are not familiar with the Crispy Puppet Show, if you don't know what it is, if you're not familiar with it, press 2. Let me know who you are.
Aldridge says she is often the subject of catcalls when she goes running.
Hold on one second. If you are not familiar with the Crispy Puppet Show, press 2. All right. All right. Okay. A few people don't know what it is. Now, the Crispy Puppet Show is about it's a puppet. It's a web series that I produce about a little puppet named Crispy. He's from a place called Struggle Land. Now, Crispy the puppet, he's a fictional character, but he's a puppet who has an on and off drug problem. He's a coon. He don't like other black folks. He loves white women. He has a bald spot and a receding hairline that he's very insecure about. He has a tendency to spaz out and then switch up on being spazzed out. He will do anything for attention and YouTube hits. And he's a very funny little character. Now, y'all ready for the Crispy Show, the new Crispy Show, y'all? This is a short one. I think it's only 4 minutes, but a lot of them are short. So, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Without further ado, here is a brand new episode of The Crispy Show.
You wanna see a person who hates his race and you're looking high and low? Well, look no further, you're in the right place. Welcome to The Crispy Show.
What up, everybody? Hotep, everybody. It's your boy, Crispy. Welcome to the show, everybody. Now, everybody, I just went on a Motel 6 conference room lecture around the country, everybody, and it was a complete flop, everybody. Y'all sons of bitches did not come out and see Crispy, everybody. So I had to change my hustle, everybody, because I see the cooning market is now oversaturated, and there's too many coons, everybody. So I changed my hustle, everybody, and now I'm pro-black, everybody. And I got a turban on, everybody. I am no longer a coon, everybody. I am delivered, everybody. The white man is the devil, everybody. Now, my name is no longer Crispy. I have changed my name, everybody. I now go by the name of Crispy Hotep, Triple Darkness, Shea Butter Allah, everybody. And I gotta pray 5 times a day, everybody. Hold on 1 second, everybody. Anyway, everybody. Now, right now, everybody, I'm selling bootleg Hidden Colors DVDs, everybody. And if you buy 3 Hidden Colors DVDs, everybody, I'll throw in a bottle of Egyptian musk for you for absolutely free, everybody. Now, me, yours truly, boys and girls, Crispy Hotep, Triple Darkness, Shea Butter Allah, everybody, I have written a poem, everybody, to really show people how serious I am about my pro-black status, everybody. Now, let me read my poem. Here it goes. The revolution is coming, everybody. The cracker must die, everybody. My hairline is receding, everybody. But still I rise, everybody. Hey, assalamu alaikum, everybody. I gotta pray real quick. Hold on, everybody. Sorry about that, everybody. I gotta pray 5 times a day. I got 3 more prayers, everybody. Now let's read some listeners' emails, everybody. Right here on the Crispy Hotep Triple Darkness Shea Butter Allah show, everybody. Now the first email comes in from somebody from Albuquerque, New Mexico. The email says, Dear Crispy Hotep Triple Darkness Shea Butter Allah, why do you have on that turban? Does your hairline still look like a Velcro Frisbee? You son of a bitch! Fuck you, everybody! You don't talk shit about Crispy in my hair. Oh, I'm sorry, everybody. I'm sorry, everybody. Hold on. Let me pray. Let's read another email from one of the listeners, everybody. Now, this listener is from Pasadena, California, everybody. It says, Dear Crispy Hotep Triple Darkness Shea Butter Allah, everybody. You are too black to have on that white turban, everybody. You look like a dusty-ass penguin. You son of a bitch! How dare you talk shit about Crispy, everybody? Fuck you, everybody. I'm sorry. I gotta pray, everybody. Anyway, everybody, let's read some more listeners' emails, everybody. Now, this next email comes from a listener who is in Dallas, Texas, everybody. Now, his email reads, Dear Crispy Hotep Triple Darkness Shea Butter Allah, everybody. You with that turban on look like a gay burn victim. You son of a fucking bitch! Fuck you, motherfucker! You can't talk shit about Crispy, everybody! Kiss my ass! I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I gotta pray, everybody. Anyway, everybody, let's read one more listener's email, everybody. Now, this email, it's from a female, everybody. Her email says, Dear Crispy Hotep Triple Darkness Shea Butter Allah, I am a white woman, everybody. Oh, well, damn, everybody. I think you are so sexy, Crispy. Too bad you hate white people. I would have loved to get with you. You know what? Fuck this turban, everybody. I ain't mean none of that shit I said about white folks, everybody. I'm sorry, everybody. I didn't mean nothing I said about white folks, everybody. The coon is back, everybody. And that's the new episode of the Crispy Show. Crispy Hotep Triple Darkness Shea Butter Allah. There we go. And you guys can go to the YouTube channel. Hold on, let me find the YouTube channel for the Crispy Show. Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. Let me give y'all the link.
You want to see a person?
Let me give y'all the link to that so y'all can go to that page. And don't forget to go to there you go. That's the link right there. Go to Crispy Puppet on YouTube. That is the link right there. Share that on your page. And don't forget, Crispy Puppet, he still has a GoFundMe for his movie, Hairless America. So you guys can go there. Man, yes indeed. Yes indeed, yes indeed. Shout out Columbus, Ohio. Shout out to Columbus, Ohio. Yes indeed. Somebody said the struggle mosque. Man. Let's see what we got on the phone. A lot of folks calling now. What's up? Who's calling?
Yo, Flex, man. What's going on? It's Jazz from New York, man. That shit was hilarious. Much respect to you, my nigga.
Thank you, fam. Thank you. What's on your mind?
Much respect.
Yes.
Yeah, man. I just called, like, I did. The shit just made me laugh. And this episode of the Crispy Show put everything in perspective with me. And I want to, I'm saying, I big you up for still riding with your boy Umar, because what you did tonight with that Crispy shit is exactly what these niggas up here in New York, Queens, Brooklyn, the Bronx, that fake Hotep nigga shit. These niggas all they do is fucking sit up and debate, talk all this bullshit. They want to hate on you. They want to hate on Umar, Jason Black, anybody who's doing anything. Because before I was thinking, now maybe Tariq go too hard on these niggas, but when I really seen the shit they did to Umar was real fucked up, B. So I just big you up for riding with your boy and keep doing your thing. We supporting you for Hidden Colors 4 and everything else, and just keep doing your thing, brother. Much respect. Coming from NY.
Thank you so much, brother. Yeah, I got to do some more filming for Hidden Colors. I'm bringing this sister in that I met over in Holland. She's a historian. I'm bringing this sister out next week, and we're wrapping up. We're almost done with all the filming. I still would love to get Minister Farrakhan. Farrakhan's people, holler at me, man. I done hollered at everybody I can holler at, man. I still would love Minister Farrakhan for Hidden Colors 4. All my brother, my Nation of Islam cats, y'all put the word in. His relatives, I done put the word in. I can't write no more letters. I done enough writing, fam, because people hit me up. Well, you got to write a letter to Minister Jimmy over in Kansas. And I done all the writing and emails. I done it all. So I need y'all to put that word in. I need y'all to put that word in, fam. You dig? Let's see who we got on the phone. What's up? Who's calling?
What's going on, Tariq? This is Jimmy from Waller County, Texas, man.
Jimmy from Waller County, Texas, man. What's on your mind, Jimmy?
Yeah, I called last week, man. I wanted to inform you about the Sandra Bland thing, but it's good you didn't let me continue because I wanted to hear that debate too.
Right.
But I was gonna let you know a lot of that stuff about Sandra Bland. If you look at that where those cars were sitting, my family owns that property to the right.
Yeah.
That she got arrested on. And for one, they keep saying that she was arrested in Hempstead. That's not true. Right. That town is called Prairie View, Texas. I believe that those cops followed her because if you go up that same road and you go to the left or right, it's gonna be Waller's gonna be on your left, Hempstead's gonna be on your right.
Yeah.
There are no police officers. We have our own police department. It's a black police department. But that white cop being on that road was suspicious because I've never seen him on that road. Yeah. I used to walk up and down that same road going to the university.
Wow.
So I think they followed her because they knew anybody coming from Chicago to Prairie View looking for opportunity, you're coming from a big city. Yeah. So you're not coming down here just to look for a job. You're either going to school or you got a job and you're going to school. But I was just going to let you know, man, everything that you've been saying, you know just as well as me how white supremacy works. But all of that game that they run and how they lie in the media, man, all of that is a lie. Yes, the sheriff's department that arrested her is not even from that same town.
Yeah,
so I believe they followed her off the campus because the way those cars are parked, the university is right behind those cars.
Probably did, man. Hey, that possibility is there, man. It's a lot of possibilities there, man. But thank you for the call, fam. Yeah, man. Again, there's a lot of possibilities there, man. We live in a system of white supremacy, so nothing surprises me, man. Nothing surprises me. And we got to understand that we are in a system of white supremacy, which is basically a quiet war. And we got to figure out how to protect ourselves from that and how to thrive and to protect our children from that. Just sitting up hoping that it don't happen to you, that's not good enough. You got to have a system in place where you can at least protect yourself. Down in Stone Mountain, Georgia, what day was that? What day was that? Was it Saturday, Friday, Saturday? They had a Klan rally in Stone Mountain disguised as a Confederate flag supporter protest. All that was a Klan rally without the sheets. Down in Stone Mountain, Georgia, right outside Atlanta, a couple of days ago, these white supremacists went out there, had a Klan rally without their sheets, and they called it a Confederate flag support protest. And there was a whole bunch of them out there with the Confederate flag, and from what I understand, many of them were out there threatening some of the black people that came out there to protest the flag. They were out there, those white supremacists were threatening black people. There were armed white supremacists out there in military uniforms. There were armed white militia groups. There were armed, I already asked Dr. Boyce, so he did what he could do. I already asked Dr. Boyce, so y'all stop asking that. But they had armed white militia groups with automatic weapons out there that the so-called law enforcement allowed to happen. They allowed them to have guns out there. They allowed them to have guns. And they allowed them to threaten people. They were pulling guns and they were threatening black people out there. Y'all got to watch out for these militia groups too. Because what will happen if some shit goes down, they will deputize those militia groups. While black folks out here turning up and partying every 5 minutes, these people are in the woods practicing. They read books like the Turner Diary, which I'm going to do a show about that pretty soon. I want y'all to really understand some of the literature that's out there that these white supremacists circulate with each other. Let's see, hold on. Call back, brother. What's up, who's calling?
Hey, what's going on, Tariq, man? It's Mark calling from Baltimore.
Hey, man, what's on your mind, man?
Man, what's going on, man? I just wanted to call you and tell you, man, you's a funny-ass nigga, man. I heard the interview you did with the chick from out the city here, man.
Oh,
She is a coon, man. I don't know what the hell she was talking about. I heard when you guys got into, she started talking about black people out here, they rather live off of welfare. Yeah. I don't think she ever heard of systematic white supremacy. Baltimore's been one of the most economically deprived cities for the past 20, 30 years. So she's a complete coon, and she do not represent the sisters out here at all. There's a lot of conscious sisters out here who try to do good work and don't really look for any reward.
Yes, indeed.
But that chick, man, she is a bed wench to the fullest.
Wow. And thank you for the call, man. And for those who don't know what my man is talking about, on my last podcast, I did a conversation. I wouldn't even call it a debate because that was me schooling her. A lot of these are not really debates. It's just me schooling somebody. That's not even considered a debate. But the sister named Kim, and she was very nice, very sweet to me, so I showed her respect. Some people might say she's a Negro bedwench. She has a white husband, and I knew she had a white husband because she was going back and forth with me on Twitter, and she was really defending white supremacy. And I had her call up to the show. We had an hour-long conversation, and she was talking about how black people need to stop being dependent on welfare and black people having kids out of wedlock and all that. But the funny, ironic thing was her white husband, who's 20 years older than her, ain't nothing wrong with that. He's 50-something. She's in her 30s. This white husband of hers has a bunch of black kids out of wedlock. He goes around knocking up black women, and his ass has a whole bunch of... He got like 5 out-of-wedlock kids, little mixed kids running around. So it's like, okay, you're condemning black folks for having out-of-wedlock children, But you're sitting up here with a suspected white supremacist who's doing the same thing. You dig? So that's why when people have all these rules about why they won't date certain black folks, black men and women get into this facade. They I won't date no white women, or I won't date, these sisters ain't cutting it. And then they go to a trailer park and get a white woman. Like she's cutting it. And these sisters say, I don't want to date these brothers. They got a bunch of kids. And then you go date a white guy with 20 mixed kids all over the place. Just say you want somebody white. Just say that. Shit. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I never condemn people for your dating choices, but don't be a bedwench and don't be a coon. Don't be an NBW. And she was cool. I'm not no insult to her. She was very cool, very cordial to me. Very cordial. And she's hustling. Because when I was dropping game on her, she got it. She got it. That sister wasn't dumb. A lot of these people who y'all think are coons and all that, they play the coon role. They know better. They know better. They're just saying shit so they can get resources. They know what the white supremacists want to hear. And I can tell with her, she knew that I knew she was full of shit. I knew she was just regurgitating those talking points so she could maintain her position. Let's see who we got here. What's up? Who's calling?
Hi, this is Fatima.
Hey, Fatima. How are you, love?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm good. Where are you calling from, Fatima?
I am calling from Chicago.
Oh, okay. What's on your mind, Fatima?
I have a question. Well, I need some advice because I don't know where I went wrong in some kind of situation. So I just need you to tell me.
Oh, what happened?
What's up? Well, I work with this other black female at my job, and we're the only two black girls there. And we work for this white woman doing body waxing. And I noticed this girl was very, she's big on bringing politics to work. Now, I used to work in corporate America, so I kind of understand that whole, it's kind of a taboo to do something like that.
Right.
And
she's a black chick? She's a black chick, right?
Yeah, she's black. So a lot of things, you know, what's been going on lately with the whole Confederate flag and Sandra Bland and Mr. DuBose, all, you know, that's been happening. So I consider that like kitchen table talk. We kind of don't, you know, just don't bring it to her, especially, you know, when you know who you work for.
Yeah.
So she's bringing all these issues, you know, she's bringing this to work. And one time when we were together alone, I just told her, I said, hey, you know, you may want to be a little mindful when talking about these kind of politics. Just know who you're working for. You know, I said, we work for a white woman. Not only that, her husband is a lieutenant for the local police department.
Wow.
So he's dealing with this too. And I said, I just, you know, regardless of what your views on it are, I said, trust me, I really agree with you on all of this, but you shouldn't really bring it to work just because, you know, just knowing who you work for.
Right.
I said, that can make you a target. You know, if you really care about this job, it'll make you a target.
Right.
So she gets really defensive with me, and I kept trying to just tell her, like, hey, you know, don't take it out on me. I'm just trying to let you know, like you shouldn't really talk about this here.
Yeah.
But anyway, no more than 3 hours went by before she goes back and tells this woman.
I was just about to tell you. I was like, she's gonna go back and tell everything, and she already did it. Okay.
She did, and so I had a feeling she was going to do it, so I just kind of prepped myself to be confronted by my boss at the time, and, you know, my boss the next day confronted me like, hey, did you tell her, you know, don't talk about politics at work? I said, and I was very upfront with her. I was like, you know, yeah, I said, first of all, I understand you're more on the Republican side, and, you know, I just kind of, I let it, not all out, but, you know, in a very diplomatic type of manner,
right.
And you know, she goes, well, you know, I try to be as fair as I possibly can. I said, well, you know, with your husband being a lieutenant for the police department, you know, you're kind of on his side. And I understand that, you know, if it was you know, roles were reversed, I'd probably be a little bit more biased too.
Right.
But, I'm just trying to find out where the hell did I go wrong in trying to advise this girl Like, and why? Or like, spoke to my husband about it. He's like, man, just like Tariq said, man, you can't save all these niggas.
Sister, did you hear the call that I had with the brother who called earlier tonight? I just told him the same thing. This brother said he wants to tell people at his job, he kind of wants to warn certain black folks. I said, bruh, you got to watch out for that, because these niggas who you're trying to pull their coat to try to give them some game, they'll go back and tell on your ass, man. You don't know what types of coons. We have a coon epidemic right now. These niggas out here trying to coon their way under massa's titty. That's all they want to do. These niggas don't want to be free. They just want to get a good position to get that white mama, white daddy's breast milk. That's all these niggas want. So you got to be very careful about what you say to people at these jobs. You got to know some of these people and really know their get down. Not just be on some acquaintance shit with them. Just know their get down, because again, the white supremacists, they will hire a black person to kind of watch over other black folks and feed information back to them. Their job is to look over you and feed information back. So you got to be very careful about what you say at these jobs. I wouldn't have said nothing to that chick out there bedwenching and talking all that dumb shit. They were trying to just talk that dumb. She was trying to talk that dumb shit so that she can get a reaction to tell on you. She couldn't wait to tell on you. You understand that? She couldn't wait. She was so glad when you said something to her about, hey, you need to chill out. She couldn't wait. Oh, she could smell the butter biscuits when you told her. Oh, she, ooh, those biscuits. Oh, they're going to be so good. I'm going to get some jelly and honey on them biscuits. She went back and got a butter biscuit from telling on your ass. Stop talking to these coons at your job, man. If you identify a coon at your job, that nigga is the enemy. When they come in there talking about that, what about black on black crime? Don't try to save them niggas, man. His job, if there's a nigga at your job talking about what about black on black crime, he's hired to watch over you. Understand that. His job is to be your little overseer. He's watching over you, telling everything that happens in the lunchroom, what you do. He's telling all of that to the boss. So don't get cool with him or her like that. You feel me?
I do. I understand. But she wasn't talking about black on black crime or anything. She was really bringing up, I felt her 100% on what she had to say. But it was just weird because I thought we were on the same, we had the same views. But as soon as I walk away, she just, and the way she made it seem, she goes, hey, as soon as you left, the team said this. And I was like, whoa, once it got back to me.
Yeah.
So now, I'm just looking at her weird now at work, because it's a real, it's only like four of us, really, five of us
and
that work here.
You got to look at this bedwench every day, man. Look, some of us are just too far gone, man. That's just the name of the game. All of us are not on the same page. We got some black people out here with the white supremacist spirit. You just got to watch out for them. Anyway, thanks for the call, sister. Man, look, black people have been subjugated and psychologically beat down too much, man. I was talking about that rally, that Klan rally disguised as a Confederate flag support meeting out there in Stone Mountain. Now, understand this. Let me show y'all a picture. Understand this. This was a Klan rally of people out there talking about these white supremacists. We want to maintain our flag, and they were literally threatening black people. They had automatic weapons out there threatening black people. These were white supremacists. Do you know that there were certain black folks still showing up to support those white supremacists? This is a real picture. Some people thought it was Photoshop. This is a real picture of a sister, quote unquote, at that rally. And I posted that on my Facebook page. Her name is Frida something because the news actually interviewed her. They interviewed her on the news. So this blonde-haired NBW went out there. Those were her nephews and nieces, I think, from what the news said. I think they were her nephews and nieces, I think. She went her ass out there with her blonde hair, supporting the Confederate flag with all of those white supremacists out there. Just imagine you working with that person. Just imagine that person is your coworker. Do you really need to be telling that person anything? See, you got a lot of people just like her on your job, man. You got a lot of people just like her on your job. You got to watch who you say certain things to. Look at the little boy. Look at that little boy, though. Don't he kind of look familiar? Tell me who the little boy looked like, though. Hold on. Is it me or don't the little boy look like Crispy? The little boy kind of looked like Crispy in the face. So she's raising another Crispy. You dig? Don't the little boy look... She's raising another little self-hating Crispy. Tell me that don't look like a little baby Crispy. Hold on. You look just like that motherfucker. What up, everybody? He looks just like him. The little boy already got the little coon spirit. Oh, man. Oh, man. Y'all know, Crispy be having all them out of wedlock kids that he'll be taking care of. So that might be one of his kids. She's out there in Georgia. So that might be one of Crispy's kids. No, the nigga don't be paying child support. But, man, let me get some of these calls, fam. What's up? Who's calling?
Hey, Tariq.
Hey, who's this?
Hey, I'm Cynthia. I'm in Seattle.
Hey, Cynthia from Seattle. How are you, love?
I'm sorry I didn't hear you.
Turn your computer down. How are you, Cynthia? What's going on in Seattle?
A whole bunch of nothing and coonery, actually.
Wow. Now, how old are you, Cynthia?
I just turned 31, actually, on the 27th of last month.
Okay, you grown-ass woman. There you go. What you doing up in... Are you from Seattle?
No, I'm actually from California.
Oh, what part of California are you from?
We are actually from L.A. I was born in San Pablo, but I lived in Detroit for a while, too, actually.
They say, who is we? Your parents or your husband? Who's we?
My family.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I live...
Yeah, I still have family out in L.A.
Oh, okay. It rains too much in Seattle for me, man.
Way too much. But we've actually had weather in the 90 degrees, so it's been okay.
Okay. So what's on your mind?
Well, I'm calling for two things. Number one, I actually emailed you about reparations.
Okay.
Because I traced my ancestry, and part of it leads back to a slave owner who was a very wealthy man in North Carolina.
Oh, wow.
He died... Yes, he died the wealthiest man in North Carolina and owned 51 slaves. One of my ancestors was one of those slaves.
Oh, damn. And that's what they don't want. They don't want us tracing those slave owners back. They don't want that because then you got a real case against reparations. And that's something that we all need to be doing, by the way.
Exactly, and that's why I emailed you, because I wanted to try to start a movement to encourage Black people to trace their ancestry and get on board so that they, too, can find. I'm sure a lot of Black people can trace their roots and find a plantation. So I actually did a lot of research, and I've researched reparation lawsuits, and I noticed that one of the ones that was most recent, like in 2007, it actually got dismissed because they couldn't find a connection between the person filing the lawsuit and the company they were going after.
Oh, wow. That's something, you know what, we need to chop up game about that, because right now in London, in the UK, they had some reparations protest out there. There was a media blackout, but there was a big protest of people saying, hey, we need reparations. So this is something that we really need to do and look into, because we can trace back the plantations. This is why people like Ben Affleck didn't want the PBS to put out that his family were slave owners, because they don't want Black folks to trace that shit back and start asking for that paper, which is what we need to do. We can go back. Slavery I'm talking about antebellum slavery, was relatively a recent thing. It's only a couple of 100 years ago. So that's not too long ago. And we can trace some of the plantations, and we can trace some of the wealth and where it went. And this is something that we do need to get into. So I didn't see your email, but it was probably at one of my other email addresses. But I'm gonna check that out and see what's up. What was your other question you had?
Oh, my other one was going back to this. I know it's a little late. I tried calling before to actually discuss it when you were talking about Sandra Bland. I actually got pulled over similar to that a few weeks ago. And I think that if we can get Black people everywhere, because Seattle is currently going through a Justice Department investigation for racial profiling.
Oh, wow.
So I actually made a complaint when I was pulled over by Washington State Patrol, and one of their lieutenants actually called me back regarding my complaint. So my point is, if we can try and get, as a first step, Black people when they go through these things, because the Black people in Seattle is at 8%. The amount of traffic stops and violations that they're issued is about 20 to 30.
Yeah.
So that obviously shows, that there's racial profiling, which is what I discussed with one of the lieutenants.
Absolutely.
So anyways, as a first step, if we can get people to actually start making complaints,
yeah,
then I think that will be a step in terms of actually making some change. Because, if you're saturating these departments with complaints, I don't think that's something they're going to be able to ignore.
Absolutely.
With investigations going on.
Absolutely. And I said before, what we need to start doing is start hitting people with these civil suits, too. You start flooding their asses with civil suits, these cops who are targeting people, that will slow them down some. But see, us Black folks, we don't want to spend no money except when it's time to turn up. So this is why we got to have, and I call it the brown paper bag gang, where we have our money that we can just slide at people to get stuff done. So that's something that we definitely need to discuss. But thank you so much for the call, sister. That sister has some very good points, man. I need to have her in the next think tank we have. That sister has some great points. That sister had some great points. We got somebody in the room trolling. Pimp Barbecue Sauce is in here trolling. Hold on. That might be Crispy's dumbass. Hold on. Every time I play an episode of the Crispy Puppet, Crispy Senior come in here. Yeah, that's Crispy. That's Crispy Senior. He's mad. All right, we're back though. Man. But the sister has some very good points though. And we got to understand, man, the thing is, we got to understand propaganda, family. And when people are setting up things against us, and we got to have a mechanism to deal with the infiltrators within Black society. We really need a mechanism to deal with that too. Because y'all know I've been telling people about the street harassment campaign for about 3 years, 2 or 3 years. I've been vehemently telling people about that street harassment campaign. And what have I been saying for years? What's up, Ola? Shout out my man Ola's in the house. Everybody say what's up to Ola. I've been telling people for years, this street harassment, what they're going to try to do, they're going to start promoting this street harassment, and then what they're going to make happen, they're going to make it illegal for brothers to talk to people on the streets. I said it a million times. People said, oh, I'm crazy. Oh, they would never do that. I had a coon professor a year or so ago call my show telling me how impossible that was. Y'all remember that doctor? He was a professor somewhere in Ohio. I forgot his name. Dr. Jason or something like that. He was a professor in Ohio somewhere. And I was trying to say, hey, man, they're going to try to make it illegal for Black men to speak to people. If you speak to somebody, they're going to make it illegal. They're going to make it a crime. When you, Jason Johnson, that's right. I've been telling people this shit. I can see it a mile away with this whole street harassment. Then they got a bunch of Negro bedwenches to co-sign it with that "you okay, sis?" And y'all got to watch out for them because some of those are those same Black Lives Matter people. See, these people, these Negro conspirators, They get out here and work with the white supremacists to get laws in against us, and then when we get hurt by those laws, those same Negro bedwenches go put on a Black Lives Matter t-shirt and be out in the streets protesting. Can't have it both ways. But I told people years ago, the moment I saw it, and you can go back and look at it, these Negro bedwenches wrote all types of scathing articles about me for pointing this out, saying what I was saying was incorrect. I told you guys that they're going to try to make you talking to people on the streets illegal. Watch this video that just came out on the news.
Anna Aldridge says she is often the subject of catcalls when she goes running in her neighborhood in Austin. And she says, you know what, basically, she's had enough. Right now, catcalling is illegal in the great state of Texas, but Aldridge is starting a petition to turn street harassment into a ticketable, even a finable offense within the city of Austin.
It's usually just like, woohoo, or hey baby. It's disgusting. It's horrible. I've had guys roll down the window and make these little kissy faces at me.
Anna Aldridge says she is often the subject of catcalls when she goes running in her neighborhood in Austin.
That just came out, family. I fucking told everybody that was going to happen. Excuse my French. I don't want to use too much profanity. I've been telling y'all for years that that's exactly what they've been trying to do. They've been setting this thing up for 3 years. They get these little haggard-looking white supremacist females talking about, oh, everywhere I go, I can't go running nowhere. Oh, these guys just harass me. I told y'all they were going to do that, and they said they're trying to make it seem just like it's harmless. Oh, we're going to make it ticketable or finable. If you can't pay those tickets and those fines, you're going to go to jail, man. They're bringing back those old Jim Crow laws. So now if you look at, because now what's catcalling? Catcalling is anything. That's looking, if you look at somebody, they can say that's street harassment. So now, and y'all know that that street harassment, it's racially biased. We know it's racially biased. The Holla Back organization, they got in trouble for having that video of the white lady walk around and they had a bunch of men hollering at her and they edited all the white dudes out and it made it seem like it was nothing but black men harassing the women. There was another blog that had the face of street harassment, had nothing but black men on there. This is something that's going to further criminalize black men and women. I've said this from day one, and everything I said about this thing is coming true. I told y'all they were going to start trying to figure out ways to get laws with this shit, and anytime you see a Negro bedwench co-signing that, that is the enemy. That's a traitor to black society. Because these law enforcement people are using anything to target black men and women out here. And for any Negro or Negress to co-sign and help them white supremacists do that, you are a damn traitor. They've been trying to do that for 3 years. They've been trying to do that for 3 years. So now every little haggard, buck-tooth, white supremacist female, if they want to get a brother locked up or killed, they can just get on the phone and say, hey, there's a black guy street harassing me. And it's going to be your word against hers. It's a wrap with that. Any black folks co-signing that, if they get that through, it's a wrap, man. That's why I've been so hell-bent on letting people know the whole deal behind that. Because it's bad enough when they try to kill us and criminalize us. Because they don't have a reason to. Now all they got to do is say you were committing a crime. All they got to do is tag any crime to you. All they have to do is tag any crime on you. Well, he had to get shot. Well, he shouldn't have been committing a crime. What was the crime? Street harassment. That's some shit that anybody can be charged with that. Well, we suspected him of street harassment. See, they look for ways to criminalize you. Y'all think that that's not going to get passed. Thank your Negro bedwenches and all these fake Twitter feminists that help co-sign that. Go to Twitter and thank them. You know who they are. Fraudinista, all of them. Thank them for that. Thank them for people like Sandra Bland getting shot. Or not getting shot, but possibly getting killed. Other sisters out here getting gaffled by cops. Because they don't just target black males. They target all of us. They ain't going to just target us black men and just give the sisters a pass. It ain't working like that. The sister called up and said she just got arrested. They going after all of us. Thank you, Negro bedwenches, for that. For helping them funnel that into the community. Oh, yeah, they're doing the whole Emmett Till thing. They're going back to the whole Emmett Till thing. Where if you whistle or say something, especially to a white woman, they're going to criminalize you, whether you have proof or not. Now look at what they're doing to Bill Cosby. They ain't got no proof of no Bill Cosby. There's zero proof. Just a whole bunch of people saying we said so. A bunch of suspected white supremacists saying we say so. But I told you guys years ago that that's what they were going to do. They're going to try to create laws that Holly Curl and all those white feminists, they've been out there working behind the scenes trying to figure out ways to get around the Constitution. Because, see, this is the catchy part. The white supremacists love to try to punish black folks, but they got to go around the Constitution, because if we smarten up and start making these constitutional claims, we can knock them out. So they come up with ways to go around the Constitution. So the thing with the street harassment is very tricky. They got to really, really push rape. They got to really show the rape thing and show that black people are dangerous and we're a menace. They got to really push that, because they want to get that through. But the thing is, you got a right to free speech. See, that's going to trample on freedom of speech. So they're working their pieces trying to get around the freedom of speech, and they want to be able to criminalize you for speaking to people. And these laws are going to be for black folks. Understand that. They're only going to be targeting black folks, just like when they did stop and frisk. They were like, oh, we just checking people. It's random people. Has nothing to do with race. In New York, when they said that, oh, stop and frisk. People said, wait, stop and frisk. Oh, well, what's that about? Oh, we're just going to stop random people just to make sure everything is cool. Has nothing to do with race. Who in the hell were they stopping in New York? Black folks. They say black and Hispanic, but Hispanic is not a race. They were stopping the black Hispanics. They were stopping and frisking mostly black people up there in New York. And then some black people start to smarten up and say, hey, wait a minute, this is fucking with my Constitution. I'm not doing anything. I'm going to work. And y'all just shaking me down? So certain black folks smartened up and started hitting the city up, and the city had to pay people off. So they said, okay, this ain't cost effective, so we need something else. So what about street harassment? So now that's some way we can criminalize you. Man, y'all better understand this game, dude. What's up? Who's calling?
Hey, this is Joe, man, out here in Memphis.
Hey, Joe in Memphis. What's on your mind tonight, man?
Man, we just had a shooting. You're going to hear about it probably tomorrow on the news. A police officer, white guy, he got shot.
I heard about that. I heard about
black dude.
I heard. Did they ever find the black guy?
No, they ain't got him yet. They got the guy he was with. He turned himself in. And he ratted out the dude, gave him the information, told him he didn't have nothing to do with what it was. The dude was buying some dope, and the police rolled down on him. And I guess the driver was he was the one selling them, and the dude was getting the dope. He had a piece on him. Plus, he also had he was on parole for a bank robbery.
Oh, damn.
So when the cop came up or whatever, the driver or whatever, the dude, the dope dealer or whatever, he didn't, he was just trying to serve. And the cat who was buying, he had a piece with him, and him and the cop got in an argument. I think the cop wanted his ID, and he didn't want to give up his ID. He's like, I'm a driver, I'm just, they got in an argument, a dispute, whatever. So he got out the car, and this is where it gets fuzzy. witnesses saying that the cop, assaulted him or whatever, or tried to apprehend him.
Right.
And the guy pulled out a piece, and the cop didn't know he had a piece, and the guy, he shot the cop up, and then, he broke out.
Damn. Okay.
So the guy, we got a black police lieutenant, and he's been on TV, man, talking about Black Lives. You guys always talking about Black Lives Matter.
I saw that coon say that. I saw that.
Yeah, man. I mean, he's just making a big. He's like, what they got to do with Black Lives? He's like, all lives matter. We got a black mayor. The black mayor's on there crying and talking about this guy, his family, and his tragedy. But this is my thing. We don't even know what happened.
We don't, exactly. I need to see more evidence. So I'm not condemning. I don't know. I don't know if that was a race soldier trying to kill the guy. I don't know what happened. Yeah. So I need more evidence. Just like they say.
So I'm like, okay, if the dude, how even though this guy, is on parole, how he wasn't defending himself?
Right. We don't know anything. That's the thing. We do not know. Exactly.
And this is what they do. This is what they do whenever the cop kills the black guy. They always want to wait till the investigation is done. They always want to wait till we hear all the evidence. But when it's the reverse, a black guy kills a white cop, immediately his pictures on all the TV screens. The mayor comes out.
The mayor's cooning. They start bringing out all the black folks to apologize, talking about some damn Black Lives Matter. They don't bring out people to apologize for the white supremacists who harm us, but they bring out the coon train, and they got to speak for us. These niggas don't speak for me. I don't know what happened, and I'm not taking no sides. I need to see more evidence, just like they need to see more evidence when we get hurt. So that's what I got to say. But thanks for the call, brother.
Okay, bro.
Yes, indeed. Oh, yeah, the niggas are always jumping on camera. Well, Lord, all of us ain't like this now. The Lord, shut up, nigga. We need more evidence. We need more evidence. Yes, indeed. All right, let me get up out of here, man. I got stuff to do. Let me go check on my children upstairs. It's been real, family. Don't forget to go to TariqElite.com. Get that fresh fly gear at TariqElite.com. Go to HiddenColorsFilm.com. Get Hidden Colors 1, 2, and 3. Go to MacLessons.com to get some of those pay-per-view specials. I'm going to have my lecture DVD, not DVD, but video download of the Code of Conduct tour. That'll be available pretty soon. I will holla, everybody, and y'all have a good night.